Butsu, Namo Mira Butsu, Namo Mira Butsu, Namo Mira Butsu. Good morning, everyone. You can please join me in Gassho for an opening reading. The light of wisdom exceeds all measures, and every finite living being receives this illumination that is like the dawn. So take refuge in the Mida, the true and real light. Namo Mira Butsu, Namo Mira Butsu, Namo Mira Butsu, Namo Mira Butsu, Namo Mira Butsu. Okay, well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's live stream service for the Salinas Buddhist Temple's September Shotsuki Hoyo and Fall Ohigan services. Just as a reminder, for all in attendance, please have your obutsudans open and incense burning. Also, when you see the name of your family member for Shotsuki, please appear on the screen, please oshoko in their memory. I would also like to ask that Tom and Mariko Yamashita both oshoko for anyone whose family could not make it in today's September Shotsuki Hoyo live stream service. I ask them both to do so when all the names have been finished showing on the screen. Just to avoid any confusion for today, Reverend Jay Shinseki was supposed to do today's Shotsuki Hoyo as well as Fall Ohigan service, but there's some uncertainty right now during the COVID pandemic, and there's a possibility that Shinseki Sensei might have been exposed to the COVID-19 virus. So for extra precautions for myself as well as the Yamashitas, he's staying home, and I'll be conducting today's service for the chanting and ritual. Tom and Mariko have Sensei's Dharma message for the Shotsuki as well as Fall Ohigan service. So they'll be playing that after the chanting. So on that, today's sutra chanting will begin with Sambujo on page 24 of the large purple source book, followed by Sambutsuke on page 29, then followed by Jusege on page 93. Please be aware that the large purple source book is available to view at btsalinas.org. Click the contents of the top right corner of the page, followed by clicking Program, then Sunday Service. From there, the third paragraph down, you'll click the word Here, and that will lead you to the purple service book online. Again, one more time, btsalinas.org. Click contents on top right, programs, then Sunday service, third paragraph down, and clicking the word Here, which is the very end of that paragraph. Buddha in memory of their beloved family members. With deepest reverence and thankfulness for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of the Buddha, we reaffirm the three homages. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Kye Butsu, Namo Kye Ho, Namo Kye So, Namo Minato Sama. Sai 志願や効果大仙の感動国書天人お信用Okay, if you can join me in Gassho or stand at home for the Gatha Namo Mirabutsu. I believe 174 on the large purpose source book. Yes. Again, Namo Mirabutsu on page 174, the large purple source book, followed by threefold refuge on page 10, and the golden chain 1 on page 15 of the large purple source book. The threefold refuge. Difficult is to receive a human form. Now we are living it. Difficult is to hear the Dharma of the Buddha. Now we hear it. Do not cross over to the truth in the present life. In what life shall we cross over? Let us with sincerity and true reverence take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we, together with all sentient beings, awaken to the great way of enlightenment and to the unsurpassed intent of Amida Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we, together with all sentient beings, enter the storehouse of the Dharma, becoming like the wisdom ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we, together with all sentient beings, become units in true accord, in harmony with all things. The peerless, profound, and wondrous Dharma is rare to encounter, even in many hundreds and thousands of kalpas. Now we are privileged to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. The golden chain. I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Okay, for everyone still attending, you can just please bear with us for one moment while we transfer Shinseki's message onto the live stream service.
Good morning, everyone. Please join me in Gassho. Mida Chigan no Kokai ni Bombu Zenaku no Shinsui mo Kinyu shi nureba sunawachi ni Daihishin to zo tenzu naru. When into the ocean of Amida's wisdom vow, the waters of the good and evil, hearts of foolish beings have entered, then immediately they change into the great heart of compassion. Good morning, everyone. I hope all of you are tuning in and finding yourselves healthy and well. Today I'm having to speak to you from home because there's a slight possibility that I have been exposed to the COVID-19 virus. Good morning, everyone. Please join me in Gassho. Mida Chigan no Kokai ni Bombu Zenaku no Shinsui mo Kinyu shi nureba. Saiga in Japan tells a personal story about how when he was at a very early age he became ill and his legs began to hurt. His mother would massage his legs, but nothing changed. And then it was discovered that he had polio. Over the next few years his leg became shorter and weaker, and soon he was walking with a pronounced limp. He became the target of teasing and ridicule by his fellow students.
No, I don't have sensei on. It's not my phone.
If anybody can hear me on the live stream service, there's some technical difficulties, so we're working on it currently, so please have a little patience with us, please.
That's us talking.
Good morning, everyone. Please join me in Gassho. 御陀祈願の航海に凡夫善悪の浸水も禁入しぬればすなわちに大悲心とぞ天図なる。When into the ocean of Amida's wisdom vow, the waters of the good and evil, hearts of foolish beings have entered, then immediately they change into the great heart of compassion. Good morning, everyone. I hope all of you are tuning in and finding yourselves healthy and well. Today I'm having to speak to you from home because there's a virus. When I heard I had to go back and check and see all the people who I had come into contact with over the past few days since my possible exposure. Even with the cautions we take, it's amazing how many people we come into contact with. I contacted everyone, and I will have to follow up with them once I know the results of the test. Floors. Who will cook lunch? Who will cook dinner? Who will take out the trash? Who will clean the window? Well, I don't clean the windows anyway, so who will take care of the temples that I take care of? As I have found out, and I have been reminded of, is that the world will not stop with my death. The world will continue. Someone will take care of the home. Someone will take care of the temple. My death will be a momentary blip in the world as the world continues on. This is what Shinran meant when he talked about the foolish being. I wallow in my self-pity and revel in the idea that I am so needed in this world. Now that I am confronted with my own mortality, I call for help. Many years ago, there was a commercial on TV that was for the lifeline, a way of calling for help. In the commercial, the woman says, "Help, I've fallen and I can't get up." This commercial soon became the subject of jokes and skits and became a well-known phrase in American culture. It even went international. Here is a short video I'd like to share with you.
Oh, Dad, before you go, I bought you something. Life Alert, as seen on TV.
Back in the day, commercials were simple and to the point, especially this classic.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Why is no one helping her? Help her!
We're sending help immediately, Mrs. Fletcher.
Oh, good, they're coming.
The only help I had was this life call pendant I wear around my neck. I pressed the button. I've fallen and I can't get up.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
This is Life Alert. Are you okay?
I've fallen off the ladder and I can't get up.
I have fallen and I can't get up.
This is Life Alert. Are you okay?
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Help! Huh? I'm up here. I've fallen and I can't get up.
Just press this button, speak into the air.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Well, she keeps calling. What should I do?
I'll get you off that phone. Rose, I've fallen and can't get up. Help me!
Had a great fall. Help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
You want my help or not?
I'd rather crawl.
What the hell are you doing?
Oh, he's fallen and he can't get up. Get up.
There's got to be something better on than this Japanese channel.
Oh, look, that old lady falls down and can't get up in Tokyo, too.
Yeah, well, sayonara.
I can't get up, and I don't have one of those things. I shouldn't have laughed at that old lady on TV.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
We're sending help immediately, Mrs. Fletcher.
See?
Help! I've fallen and I can't get up. I said I've fallen.
Medic alert! At your service.
Oh, thank goodness. You see, I've fallen and I can't get... Mister? Sir? My things are... What are you doing?
When we were young and healthy, the humor in this video is, well, funny. But when you're older like myself, the desperation in the call for help is not so funny. At my age, I am more aware of the feeling of being alone, of being scared, and being hurt. I believe the Lifeline was created by someone who had a parent, or they themselves were in a position where they or their parent were in a helpless point in their life, where they needed help. The simple call device would reach out and the person on the other end would send help. It was designed, like its name implies, as a lifeline. And a person has to be in a desperate situation to push the button and say, "I've fallen and I can't get up." It is sometimes hard to admit that we are in trouble, that we are in need. Perhaps it'll happen at the moment we are confronted with our own death. And we use this communication device, Namu Amida Butsu, the Jodo Shinshu lifeline, if you will. In truth, we do not need the lifeline. Amida is always and constantly and consistently concerned for us, always embracing us. The trouble with us is that we don't realize that we are in a desperate situation. We live life like we are going to live forever. We don't appreciate or realize the concern that is extended towards us. We don't realize or appreciate the Buddha's concern for us. Many of you, perhaps all of you here, are here because someone encouraged you to come here. Your parents made you come. I know when I was younger, my parents made me go to the temple. That's because they had a concern for your well-being, for my well-being. How will they handle all the difficulties that life throws at them? How will they cope when life seems unfair? How will they survive the ups and downs that life brings to them? That's why they made us go to the temple. That's why they wanted us to listen to the Dharma. You know, when I was growing up, I didn't think my father had any concern for me at all. He never went to any of my school events, and I never saw him at anything that I accomplished. My father wasn't concerned about me. And then he came to my graduation from the IBS. And he asked, "Who is that?" And he was pointing to Reverend Kusada. And I said, "That's my teacher." And he said, "If he's your teacher, you will be okay." Then I understood that he was concerned for me. You know, Reverend Saiga in Japan tells a personal story about how when he was at a very early age, he became ill and his legs began to hurt. His mother would massage his legs, but nothing changed. And then it was discovered that he had polio. Over the next few years, his leg became shorter and weaker, and soon he was walking with a pronounced limp. He became the target of teasing and ridicule by his fellow students. And on one particular day, he was walking, or he was limping home, and he stumbled and fell, scattering his books and pens and things all over the ground. Several other students nearby came to him, and he thought, "They're going to help me." Instead, they took his school things and they ran away, teasing him, calling him names, and taunting him. So he chased after them, which only increased the teasing. He eventually returned home in tears and told his parents what had happened. Well, Reverend Saiga's father took him out, and he thought his father was going to find the boys that teased him and punish them. Instead, Reverend Saiga's father took him to a nearby pier, and they sat down with their legs dangling over the edge. His father said to him, "You know, the boys tease you because you limp. If you don't want to be teased, don't limp." "But Father, my one leg is shorter than the other." The father said, "If you try, you can walk normal." Reverend Saiga thought, his father is so cruel. He then felt his father's hand on his shoulder. As he looked into his father's face, he saw tears streaming down his face. And he realized his father's deep concern for him. Reverend Saiga says that was the first time that he encountered the Buddha. This story reminds me of the little things that others do for me. And when I'm reminded that others are concerned for me, I say Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu, acknowledging what has already taken place, what has been done for me by others. Amida Buddha's concern for me. Today, here in Salinas, we're observing the monthly Shotsuki Hoyo. The memorial is an important time to be reminded of the profound message from our deceased parents, grandparents, and Sangha members. Like our parents, Amida Buddha has a deep concern for our situation, being alone and unable to get up. Amida has great sadness for our situation. And just like our parent, he or she has nothing but love and caring for us. Even though we are not physically down on the floor and unable to get up, until we sense the compassion of Amida, then we become aware of our own existence, our own predicament. One of the reasons we read the names of our members is that there is a function and a power in their names. We are reminded of their lives, and we can visualize their faces, and we can hear their voices. Sometimes it's hard for us to imagine after someone has been gone for many years. When we think 17 years, 25 years, we're surprised how much time has gone by. I want to share with you one more true story. While at home years ago doing the makaragyo for a 95-year-old woman, family gave to me the homyo, or the Buddhist name of the woman. Inside the envelope with the homyo was an old yellowing letter in Japanese. The letter was from her father. It turns out this woman came to America as a picture bride, as a young teenager. She never heard from her father after she left Japan until this letter arrived in 1938. They were his last words to his daughter. And she held on to this letter all these years. The letter said, "I remember you the day you were born. I remember watching you running and laughing. Do not ever worry about me. I will meet you again today. I will meet you again tomorrow. I will meet you 100 years from now. Namo Amida Butsu. Isaburo." This is the end of the letter. This was a woman who always was muttering the Nembutsu. When she did it in that moment, she became that young girl again. She became the young daughter that her father remembered. The father, who had not seen his daughter in almost 40 years, was expressing a truth. The daughter, in reading that letter, was experiencing a truth. The Buddha's land is where our loved ones reside. Those who are born there are in Buddha land, which is the same as Amida. They are identical. So when we say Namo Amida Butsu, it is a lifeline to our family. But despite my foolish self, from this moment to eternity, the true mind and heart, the love and the concern of Amida shall continue to influence and take effect upon each of us. And to experience this embrace is Namo Amida Butsu. Please join me in Gassho. Nyorai yo ni koshutsu shi tamo yue wa tada mida hongan kai o tokan to nari gojoku akuji no gunjo kai masani nyorai nyojutsu no mikoto o shinzu beshi. The reason for the Tathagata's appearance in the world is solely to preach the ocean-like original vow of Amida. The ocean of multitudinous beings in the evil age with 5 defilements should believe in the Tathagata's true words. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, everyone out there who's still in attendance, and for all the technical difficulties. Just stuff that's unforeseen, and no matter how prepared you can be, things can always go wrong. But we have a really good production team. They're working their hardest to fix it. So if you wanted to see a more touched up version, they're going to be working on it later today, so you can rewatch the service and probably by the end of the day or tomorrow. But yeah, if you want to rewatch the service, just go ahead and give us a click later on tonight or tomorrow. But to continue, if you can please rise at home or sit in Gassho for the Gata Ondoku-san 2 on page 220 of the large purple service book. All foolish beings, whether good or evil, when they hear and trust in Amida's universal vow, are praised by the Buddha as people of vast and excellent understanding. Such a person is called a pure white lotus. For sentient beings of wrong views and arrogance, the Nembutsu that embodies Amida's primal vow is hard to accept in Shinjin. This most difficult of difficulties, nothing surpasses. Sakamuni Tathagata on Mount Lanka prophesied in the multitudes in the South India, the Mahasattva Nagarjuna would appear in this world to crush the view of beings and non-beings. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Okay, is there any announcements, Tom?
Okay, good morning, everybody. Sorry for some of the difficulties. Sometimes unforeseen things happen, but anyway, we'll get better at it each time. So I'd like to thank Akira and Lilian Kawahira and Kenji and Eileen Yonimitsu for the Osonai. We will be mailing out the October White Path newsletter hopefully tomorrow. So you'll get it in 2-3 days. And you will see the schedule for October on the newsletter. We will have a live service every week, but the key one will be October 18th, will be our Shotsuki and the Eiteikyo service. And we will have a guest speaker by video, and will be the Reverend Rinban Kusunoki of Seattle Betsuin. He's a very good speaker, so please mark your calendar. We'll be asking him to do both English and Japanese sermons. So usually we will have a keirokai following the Eiteikyo service. Since we cannot do that, we will be distributing the restaurant coupon for the Michi restaurant, and we'll also have a mask made with our temple insignia on the face mask. So I'd like to ask some volunteers to distribute these things to the Keirokai seniors. So if you're able to help out, please ask me or Mariko for that. This week on Wednesday we'll start this introduction to Buddhism. I think it's still not too late to sign up for that, so please look at the September newsletter for how to do that. Final thing, we will have a temple yard cleanup on October 10th, Saturday. We'll have a dumpster or trailer, put the waste in, and this will be provided by Daniel Shimura, so I'd like to thank him for that. Please show up if you can. We're going to start at 8 o'clock, hopefully finish by noon. If you cannot make it, you can come earlier, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday even. Please do that if you can. As I mentioned, the grounds looks fairly clean right now. Andy Gilbert's been doing a lot of work to clean the temple area. But the plants, the shrubs, the trees need some work. So I think that would be our main focus. I think that is it. And again, thank you very much for attending. That is it.
Before we close the service, I'd like to again make a special shout out to Tom and Mariko Yamashita for the live stream service today. Again, and as always, without them, this live stream service would not be possible. I'd also like to thank Kurumura Kahori for the beautiful flower arrangements for today's Shotsuki and fall Ohigan services. And with that concluded, thank you very much. We'll see you next week on live stream, and y'all take care of yourselves out there. And as always, Tom's gonna look at me and say, "Go 49ers," and I agree with him. So go 49ers.
Hey.